Time.
It's like our trademark.
The slow fade is our trademark.
Yeah.
No show, no movie.
Nobody.
We were the pioneers. Hey, welcome to the Homebrew Guys podcast.
Hey-o.
They just caught us in our banter our pre-show banter that we often do.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
There we go.
BC's black and white phone's going crazy.
Yeah. Dude, don't talk like you're not jealous of my black and white phone.
I can say with lots of sincerity, I'm not super jealous. It looks crazy to me, man. It takes the fun out of looking at your phone.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
It's doing a great job of that. It looks like if you brought a Kindle to life.
Yeah, I'm living in 1952, dude.
It's fascinating.
It's amazing.
Well, welcome to Homebrew Guys podcast. We are
It's so cool.
We're here to chat about the world of homebrewing and all the things that are going on in it and around it. This episode's a little different in that we're changing up some of the format. We have decided to go down the road of Kickstarters tonight.
Yeah.
So BC
we're going to do some backing tonight.
Maybe so, or roasting, one of the two. We'll figure out which one. We have found some very interesting brew-related / I guess somewhat brew-related brewing Kickstarters.
It's all in that realm.
It's in the realm that we'll talk about. And so that'll be quite fun. And then we'll get into a little bit of the things that are happening in the brewing world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we should talk about ourselves first.
Yeah. We just tried. And I'm not even going to feel bad about this because I agree. We tried, I think, the worst mead I've ever made tonight. I did it for a test. And I wasn't testing if I could make a bad mead. I was retesting the theory of if you don't mix your honey in fermentation and you just let it naturally ferment versus mixing the honey, what outcome will occur? And there was a very significant outcome that happened with one of them. I don't want to spoil too much.
And it didn't happen the first time you did that test.
Not that I recall.
It was hard to drink.
It was rough.
This was nasty.
So anyways, that'll be a video coming out in the future. It was kind of fun. And anyways, that's what we started with. And then we did a palate expanders. We did episode 20 of palate expanders tonight. So episode 19 will go out at some point. I've got it ready to go. 20 will go out 8 months from now.
Yeah, so if y'all have ideas for ways we can shake up palate expanders going forward, let us know in chat.
Yeah, we need new ideas for 21 through 30. We'll try and make this season 3. Well, maybe we'll start at season 3 of palate expanders.
Season 3.
Add a new something.
Season 3 is usually one of the best seasons of any show. Season 1, generally pretty okay. Season 2, always bad. Season 3, exceptional.
Okay.
It's as you start. Now the outlier to that is The Office.
Yeah, I was just thinking The Office. I don't recall season 2 being bad.
No, season 1 of The Office is terrible. I skip it every time.
Season 3 is very good. Everything until you get to when Michael leaves, 6 or 7.
Season 6 is
that is the downhill slide.
But for most shows, season 2 is where they go.
Well, we need season 3 ideas for palate
season
expanders.
3.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, that is a video series I started with BC 4 years ago now, I think, where we bring a bottle of mead or brewing something to one another and taste it blind with the intent of trying to discover what the other person had brought. And we often guess and get it wrong or sometimes get it right, and it's a fun moment, but it's it's very humbling in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you really you get to know your limits, I think, pretty easily when you're going into something blind.
Who do we got in the chat?
We've got Adept Nonsense, Dr. Nesbit, Dogstick Fetch. And that's everybody who's actually chatted, but there's 20 people watching.
I'm sure
so
they're just waiting to chat, waiting for the prompt.
Jump in. Tell us. Say hi. Tell us a fun fact about yourself.
Icebreakers.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
What everyone on the internet wants to do
your
is an
favorite
icebreaker.
book. Yeah. Now I'm going to need everyone to buddy up.
Oh.
Do you like icebreakers? I used to hate icebreakers, but I'm getting into the camp. I'm
as
coming
a
on
teacher,
board.
I have to use them sometimes. I feel like it's a good tool to have. But personally, when I'm put through them, I'm like, I don't like this. But I do utilize them.
My least favorite icebreaker is when they do those ENTJ personality test things.
I did one of those. I got my CDL recently, and the first
Forklift Friday.
The first thing they had me do in this whole class was to say what kind of driver you are, and it was a little personality test, and it was like, are you the bear or the turtle or the hawk or the whatever, and it had a whole thing, and everybody had to fill one out, and then you had to say I'm a turtle, and then it was like, here's your boxed in kind of driver you are. I was like, what on earth is this?
So what animal were you?
I don't remember.
Otter?
I did not take it that seriously.
Marmot?
Otter was one of them.
Wasn't otter? Weird. We do have a RW Badger in the chat.
Whoa.
So if you drive like a badger, giddy with anticipation to say something. 2 truths and a lie. 2 truths and a lie?
Okay. I feel like I just gave a good one away. I could have thrown in the CDL. That would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one.
Give me a second. You got ones?
Yeah, I brewed a beer this week. I have a beer kit from 1918 in my house.
That'd be interesting.
And my child swallowed a coin this week.
Oh gosh.
Hey, Haggle and Thor and Brian and James and RW, welcome to the chat. 2 truths and a lie.
I'm struggling.
Come on,
I'm
icebreaker.
struggling. This is, yeah.
This guy over here driving like a tortoise.
Oh, he nailed me down. Okay.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm put on the spot now. I don't have a great.
Okay, well we can just skip right on.
I'll think of. Let me give me a moment. I'll come back to it. I'm bad at this. This is.
You know, Mr. Made Mead.
Mr. That's what they call me. That's what the kids call me.
I happen to be an award-winning. This is on backwards. I happen to be an award-winning mead maker myself. What about you?
One or two.
1 or 2?
1 or 2.
There's a whole wall over here that you can't see. We got these medals in.
We did.
Garrett made these.
Fiverr made
with his own 2 hands.
Yes, handcrafted. I just took in. No, we got our medals in, and they look really good. They're really cool looking. I quite like them, and I think people are going to enjoy them as well. Gold, silver, bronze, of course. And if you are participating in Mead Stampede you make it in one of our 12 categories in first, second, third place. 12 categories? Yeah. You will win yourself a medal. Amongst other things, we have to remind people that we have a ton of other prizes going out this year. So if you haven't paid your stuff to be able to ship us your bottles and do that stuff, make sure you get on and pay your entry fees and all those things. But we have the Rookie of the Year. BC can help correct me on some of these things and some of the prizes and things.
Maybe they'll be your 2 truths and a lie.
The Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
So sorry, I just thought of a good. I had a moment there. I thought of a good,
a flash of inspiration.
Thought of one of those.
Okay.
Okay. So we have the Rookie of the Year, which is a person who has never submitted to a mead competition and won something. You can have submitted to one, but never won an award. That's a pretty cool one. That's pretty exclusive. That's a small number of people. So you should feel comfortable.
Hey,
entering.
Thor says he's gonna come to the jamboree. Awesome.
Hey, welcome.
Garrett's working on catering for that.
We're going to have some great food and some things. We'll talk about that here in a second.
Sure.
What other awards do we have, BC?
So you mentioned Best of Show. Did you? I was reading chat. I wasn't paying attention. So Best of Show, there's a honey bucket. There is a beautiful glass. There's a ice spindle digital hydrometer. And then there's Rookie of the Year. You get a wine board. Oh, both Best of Show and Rookie of the Year come with a gallon of honey from Flying Bee Ranch. Rookie of the Year has a wine board and a gallon of honey. We've got the belt buckles for BrewTuber's Choice. We've got... I really want to introduce this is probably like bullying, but I really want to introduce like a lowest score award.
Oh, that is a little bully. That's a little bit.
Wouldn't it be nice though? Like, even if you got the worst mead of the whole competition, you still like get to wear a medal. We got a ton of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then, all those will be presented at the Jamboree, which happens the day after judging. That is July 11th this year at White Buffalo Event Center in Oklahoma City. Like we said, we're going to have some awesome, I think, barbecue for our catered dinner, and that's free. Open to the public, just have to be over 21. Come in, eat some free food, drink a ton of mead.
Mead. We're going to have a ton of things. And, of course, this year we do have an educational component. That is, I have brewed up 15 really 30 meads. I made a giant test of putting fruit in primary versus secondary. So I took, let's take cherry for example, and I brewed a mead with cherry in primary and secondary, and then bottled them separately and did all the same things, back sweetened to the same points. You're going to get the taste test, the differences between cherry and blueberry and blackberry and passion fruit and all these other crazy things if you come up and join us.
They're talking about my kid swallowing a coin in the chat. It's kind of funny. Hey to Tvashkevish.
Did they guess your
Tvashkevish? They're debating it. And hey to Jason and Good Crusader. Jason says Jason is new to brewing. Says thanks for the videos. So you're welcome. Haggle. Hi Haggle. His Mead Maker channels be like, we used orange blossom honey from the P&W and a bag of frozen blackberries from my Walmart. That's true. That's real. That's true. James Francis says the belt buckles are awesome. I think James won one last year.
That was fun.
Yeah, the belt buckles are awesome. I want to, this might be an off-camera conversation, but I really would like to move our best of show to like one of those really big,
like a WWE
rodeo style, WWE belt buckles, like a big old, like you have to lug it over your shoulder. That'd be fun. Man, all kinds of people. Brian says I play disc golf and they have weekly awards for the shortest drive. I'm sure it's fine. RE the lowest score. See, you can give an award for the crappiest mead.
I feel like the art that comes behind mead making might have a little more personal touch to it. I've got mine. You ready?
Okay. What do you got?
I am a certified drone pilot.
Okay. Legally with the city of Oklahoma City.
Like Oklahoma.
Oh, it's the state of Oklahoma. See, he corrected me there, which tells me that might be true.
I have a giant bee tattoo. And I have spent over $1,000 on a video.
Okay, I feel like the first one is the lie. I feel like I've seen the tattoo.
I
don't know. I guess we'll let them argue about it. Hey, one thing I don't think either of us have announced anywhere is that we are going to go to Orpheus Mead Fest this year.
We are.
It's trips bought and paid for.
Golden, Colorado. No, yes, Golden, Colorado.
Golden, Colorado.
We are flying out there, and it's a kind of a dual trip in that. One, we get to go to Orpheus. We've been big supporters of Orpheus for years now. We've submitted.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of those that really has a lot of character, a lot of charm.
There's a lot of, I think that whole community has a lot of charm. It'll be really fun to see them and be a part of that. But then also, earlier this year, as one of the competitions,
none of these people think you have a tattoo, dude. It's every single one. The tattoo for sure. Tattoo. This dude has multiple tattoos. I would know.
I guess we'll find out here in a second.
Yeah,
that's true. So earlier this year, I submitted to a competition, and as part of the,
I'm just reading comments. They're pretty funny tonight.
Part of the awards for one of them, I want to scale up. So they took my Shiraz pie mint that I made with sunflower blossom honey and Shiraz wine grapes and blah 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 and all those things, and they're doing a larger commercial version of it, and they're actually doing it in a town close to Golden. And so it works out that they are close to Golden, so we're going to go over there and meet up with them to try the scaled up version of my brew. And
so they've already made it.
I guess they're making it or have made it, so we're going to get to try it.
That's baller, dude. I'm hyped.
Hopefully.
I think I've told you this before, but I love airports. Like a big big
Big
airport
airport
guy.
guy?
Really, I love airports. Have you ever seen Ryan Trahan
Yes,
on YouTube?
yeah.
I would love to do a Ryan Trahan style video where I just sleep in airports.
No one's stopping you, man. There is literally nobody stopping you from doing that.
I do have to parent a child, so
Other
I
than
can't,
that small
I can't
child.
just go hang out in airports for a week making a YouTube video. But like, I love airports, big fan. So I'm gonna hang out in some airports with this dude.
We're not sleeping there, hopefully,
Not in the airport,
but we'll see.
but we will sleep at some point.
At some point. It'll be a really fun trip. If you're around Golden, Colorado, and you can go check out Orpheus. I bet there's tickets or something we probably need to look into.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. We probably have to pay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll try and be like, hey, we're YouTubers.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video.
Yeah.
So let us in for free.
Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, something
Anyways.
like that.
All right.
Jason is asking how to chat with us IRL. Discord is the best
Discord.
way to get a hold of either of us. You can email. We each have emails that are publicly available, but if you go on our Discord servers, I'm there all the time.
If you tag me, I'm quicker to respond, but I have a hard time checking it as much recently. My kid is also taking up a lot of time.
Yeah, they tend to do that. They're fun suckers is what they are. Just
Bunch
all
of
the
little jerks. My life's over now that I have a kid.
nah.
Do we want to spoil our truths?
My kid did swallow a coin this week. I didn't brew a beer this week.
Mm-hmm. What was your third one?
I do have a 100-year-old beer kit,
And actually,
this guy.
so
was with
we'll
me.
hype this up a little bit. BC brewed this 100-year-old beer kit, and it came with yeast. It came with the malt itself, and we brewed it up. You weren't able to get the yeast to go.
I waited 48 hours, and there wasn't any activity that I could see, and a beer kit from 1918 is not cheap, and so I wasn't willing to let mold find its way
100%.
into the brew. So I tossed in some USO5, but I had saved one of the pucks of the 100-year-old brewing yeast, and I gave it to this guy.
I took it. I added it to a sugar wash. I didn't think it was going to work. It sat for 2 days, 3 days. Nothing happened. And I just kept shaking it up. And then day 4, started to see some foaming. And my theory is either the yeast finally decided to wake up, or somehow some super crazy yeast fought through my sanitizing. And
I mean, it probably just took a little while. I mean,
so
there's probably a very low
back there.
active
It is
cell count.
actively fermenting. And
100-year-old yeast.
I will.
You better save me a sample.
100%. I'll be sharing some yeast.
I want to brew something with 100-year-old yeast.
I'd be curious to see what it tastes like. What if it tastes?
What if it's amazing? What if we're on to the next big,
This is our house strain.
our house strain yeast? So yeah, I brewed that beer, and there's going to be a nice, long, in-depth video.
So we did something different for his video. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's
was
so
fun.
hard to do because of timing, but BC basically was just behind the camera, and he had 2 cameras set up. He had a stationary, and then I held mine and just did.
He was my cameraman.
I did YouTuber stuff where you just zoom in and do things, and it was quite fun. So I wish we could do that more, but it's just.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
And this was like a really special project of you don't even find 100-year-old beer kits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pre-prohibition. Like you have to frame your reference. Prohibition started in 1920. This kit comes from somewhere around 1918. So this is before it was illegal to brew beer, and then it wasn't really legal again until 1978.
It's crazy.
This is crazy. And so I was able to get a hold of one, and it is a slow ferment. It is still foaming away.
We're going to coordinate our videos to come out too, so you'll be able to see a mead of it and then the beer version as well. So it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have him come over. David wants to come over and taste the beer with
100%.
us. He was like, I texted him about it, and he was like, I don't care. I will go to the hospital with you. I want to try that beer. So it's like, all right, let's go.
It's just yeast. Surely it's not going to be.
I mean, we boiled
And
it.
malt. We didn't see any bugs or anything in there, so there wasn't anything too
We
concerning.
didn't see any bugs in there.
It's true. It's true. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. They want you to propagate the yeast. They want you to propagate it and cultivate it so we can send out some samples.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, 100-year-old yeast.
100-year-old yeast.
So, it's not a lie because it has been true, but I did go through the process of getting my certification as a drone pilot.
Okay.
I had my drone license for quite some time, and it lapsed recently.
Oh.
But so that's
So it's
not
like
a lie.
half truth.
I'm gonna call it a truth. I did go through the process. I was a certified drone pilot for a while, and then I didn't renew my license. My lie was that I have not gone over $1,000 for a video.
Really? Ever?
I've peaked out at like $750 probably.
Okay.
My truth is that I do have a bunch of tattoos. I've got a whole armful of tattoos, including a bee.
Flippin' told y'all.
Right here, big old bee to commemorate all the bees that have
good quality.
given their...
Good line work.
Yeah, she did a great job. Yeah, but I have 6 tattoos total. You don't ever see them because I wear t-shirts. And I have to for that reason, because of my job. I don't want to have to deal with wearing long sleeves all the time.
You're fired, you heathen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think 500 is probably about the max I've spent on a video. I think we split the cost of it, but the one where you had a baby, and so I had to make the apple cider all by myself. That was a pretty expensive video because I had to buy the scratter, I had to buy the apples. Like it was a. We need
to do something with that at some point when the apples come through. Get your
we need to make another. I want it to be a yearly thing where we make cider in the backyard. Have a good time. Still have that scratter. I've used it one time. So, let's see. Craft to Brew is your channel, right? Or do you have something I don't know of? Oh, interesting. Well, you're here on my channel doing the most. Where we're streaming this right now. But I do content creation for Craft to Brew, and so I show off all their stuff. I do weird stuff. Did you see the video of my kid making mead that came out today?
I watched the one you sent. If that was the one.
Yeah, it was probably the same one.
Yeah.
There's one where she goes shopping at the grocery store, and then there's one where she mixes it up. So those are super cute. So I do content on both, and then I appear about once a month over on Man-Made Meat. Also, it feels like good times. It's always so weird because I watch a lot of YouTube on my TV. Mm-hmm. It's weird to like pop up and like my face will show up in a thumbnail that I didn't make.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, it's Garrett.
just me.
Good times.
Per usual.
Good times.
Shall we get into some Kickstarters?
Yeah, you want to talk about Kickstarter?
So, BC, you've been a big Kickstarter guy for a while.
I love Kickstarter, dude.
You've backed many a thing.
I sure have.
And you've amassed a list of interesting Kickstarters found that are, I think they're all live right now. So
there was one that I wanted to include, but they canceled it. So I really wanted to roast that one, but since they canceled it, it would be inappropriate.
If you hear of one of these that you were just in love with, we will be putting links.
Okay, let's see. Are
we small? What happened?
Yeah, well, I switched to a different view, but apparently, let me fix this. Safari's not showing up back here. Probably because I stopped and restarted it. There we go, guys.
There it is.
That's why I check on the stream. Okay, so now we've got our Kickstarters behind us over here.
All right, so first one that you've discovered, I immediately thought of your own game that you made.
Yeah.
Sip and Savor. I was like, this sounds like Sip and Savor. It's a wine version, essentially, where you get to learn all the characteristics of various wines.
Hey, Jason, thank you for becoming a member. And also thank you, Dogstick Fetch, for being a member for 57 months. Yeah, I thought this was a really cool idea. I backed one a while ago. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's a gift for a friend, not for you.
Like you looked at the camera like that.
I did give him a Kickstarter gift earlier this evening. But there was one like this that was for beers. And I backed it as a gift for a beer friend.
I can get behind this. We were talking about it during Palate Expanders. I had talked about wine bases and things. I am so oblivious when it comes to different grapes and what they're supposed to be. There's so many, and then it's just overwhelming. So something like this is definitely interesting to be like, to go buy a bottle and then be able to have that. Now, the difference between buying a bottle, pouring it, Googling what is Sangiovese supposed to taste like,
right?
That's where I'm like, but also this is backing somebody.
Yeah, well, it's functional, right? If you want to go play spades or pitch with your friends, you can use the deck for that too. But at the same time, it doubles as a kind of like a flashcard deck about all the different kinds of grapes and wines and regions and stuff, which I think is really cool. Now, what I am curious about is their goal amount is $2,723, which is a very specific amount.
Very specific.
But what I can tell you from doing the Kickstarter for Sip and Savor is I think that is a pretty low goal.
You think they have probably money?
So we had a couple hundred backers. We raised $10,000, and I spent every dime of it on decks. I still have hundreds of Sip and Savor decks sitting in my house that I need to get rid of at some point.
Etsy, man. Have you done Etsy yet?
I sell a few on eBay here and there.
Dude, Etsy is like the way to go.
Maybe, but then you have to go through all you have to pay all the fees, and it's
otherwise we're sitting there not doing anything.
It's just so much, but like you have to buy a lot of decks in order to get the price per deck down, right? And so I could have bought just enough decks to fulfill the Kickstarter, but I would have like it wouldn't have fiscally made any sense to do it that way. And so instead, I spent all the money that we raised on Kickstarter to get all of the decks, but now I basically ordered double what we needed to fulfill the pledge.
So if you want a Sip and Savor deck,
go on eBay, search for Sip and Savor. There's a listing on there. I'll send you two. If you buy one deck, I'll send you two. I'm just trying to get rid of them at this point. So yeah, Sip and Savor was great. It was a lot of fun. If you buy my ebook from my website, doingthemost.org/book, every word from Sip and Savor is actually in the glossary for that book. And so you don't necessarily need the deck, but the deck also doubles as a drinking game, which is a lot of fun. So I think this is cool. I'm worried that their goal amount is too low to actually produce these.
Yeah.
But I actually backed this one because I want a deck of these. I think
You're one of the 8.
I think this is cool. I'm one of the 8 backers.
So if you want to do this will of course be linked in the description. I'm sure we can have one of our amazing mods or somebody who's in the chat.
If you go to Kickstarter and search Full House of Grapes.
Yep. Maybe they can
there.
Go through and find that link and
post
it in there. So if anyone's really curious.
You know what I could do is I could share this to Jake, because Jake is a mod.
Jake will be sending out some info for you if you're really in the chat right now, if you're interested.
There we go. So I thought that was neat.
Shall we talk about...
Oh, yeah, you want to go to this next one?
BOOZOOKA?
BOOZOOKA.
I hope you put some of the video in this.
So I mean, somebody just backed BOOZOOKA.
Wow. So
I mean, we're on the page, so I can play the video. It won't have audio.
Oh, you're just doing So what this is, it's like a Cankoozie, but it's a double wide.
That work?
Or double long.
Work.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Here, I'll just go back there.
It's a double long koozie in that you can put 2 cans of liquid into them. Now, you don't open up both cans. You just open up the top one. You drink.
Yeah, it didn't work that way. That's fine. They can see it.
You drink, and then once you're done with the top one, you push the bottom one up to get the top one out, and you put the top one in the bottom, and then basically it's a double can koozie. That
so that way you can get 2 beers at once.
And carry around this giant thing.
You always need 2 beers on hand.
I love how they're using like Budweiser or something too. It's like the total frat bro.
Yeah. So I do want to point out for everyone, I saw that this is
I didn't notice this earlier. Yeah.
Norman, Oklahoma. So these folks are local to us. So if you are from BOOZOOKA, I want you to go to manmademead.com and hit him up for a collab.
Oh,
okay,
man.
so here, you guys need to see how this works. So here's how it works. So you put the bottom on.
So once you get an empty, you just smash another new guy in the bottom, and you're never out.
So you load your cans, boom, and boom, knock that empty out of there.
Dude, you're ready to party.
Nonstop. We should back this, and then we could, anytime we go to a pouring event, we can just get schnockered with our BOOZOOKA.
It's so interesting. But they made $22,000.
I cannot believe they're selling 3 pieces of plastic for $35 and getting away with it. But like, This is why I'm not. This is why I don't.
I can't
get down
imagine
with the
carrying
hustle,
that
man.
around. That would sit this tall. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, dude, it's a BOOZOOKA.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I almost backed this just because of the absurdity of it, but then I was like, you know what? $35 for a PVC pipe feels like too much.
No. But kudos to them.
Yeah, no, straight up, dude. These guys are making bank off the BOOZOOKA, and so shout out to Gage Gotcher, the CEO of BOOZOOKA, killing it, dude. All right, you want to talk about fucking Smash?
Dude, I want you to talk about this because what on earth?
So
is
I
this
was
supposed
excited to watch the video for fucking Smash, and then I realized I don't know if you clicked on the video.
Wow, I've not clicked on the video.
The video is not a promo video.
Oh, it's just a.
It's just an animation.
So it's a vodka.
Oh,
They have a lager too.
Yeah, but this is specifically for the vodka lemonade. And so you have to read it. You have to pretend you're these guys promoting this because they didn't do a promotion video for this. So we have to get in that mindset. Okay, ready? Our story is about creating the world's funnest beverages. Fucking Beer Incorporated has successfully launched fucking ale and fucking boom lager in Western Canada. Fucking Western Canada? And now we're making our boldest move yet with fucking Smash. A vodka lemonade.
Oh gosh.
RTD. What is RTD?
I don't know.
Real.
I don't know.
Real tall dude.
Real tall dude.
I don't know. They've got merch.
I love this. Our swag will be off the charts, and every woman on earth is gonna want one of these tank tops, hats, and shirts.
They do this weird thing
The
where
attitude is incredible.
they put spaces in front of their commas sometimes. I don't understand this. This is literally just vodka lemonade, and they're running a Kickstarter for it.
Here you go. We're going to reward our backers with custom swag. As an added bonus, a promise to include your name on the credit roll for our animated series, Turn Me Loose.
Animated series?
Designed in-house that features our mascot.
Coming soon to Hulu.
Mascots. They have multiple mascots.
Of course they do.
And product.
They got the fucking bear and the fucking otter.
Dude, this is a crazy tank top. Can you imagine?
This is weird. So currently, they have 0 backers with 64 hours to go. So if you've got $36,171 to burn, you could bring this. You could bring this project to life.
It sounds like they took like grocery store lemonade and put some vodka in it, and then we're like, "Oh yeah, this is sick, man." 6%, like.
For $500, you get 3 hats and 2 T-shirts
And a credit roll.
What is a credit roll?
They're gonna include you.
In the cartoon.
Yeah, in the name. Yeah, in the name of it. They're Turn Me Loose. They're gonna make sure they include you at the end. Turn with a TERN.
That's a real shame. That's a real shame that nobody wanted to back their project. Okay, you brought this one to my attention, and I reached out to them. Mm-hmm. Around the time their Kickstarter launched, and was like, hey, if you guys want to do some reviews.
This one has a ton of pledges. That's crazy.
Yeah. I offered to review it, and I said, I can get you 2 YouTube reviews. And they were like, yeah, maybe. Sometime. Sure, maybe. Apparently, they're in like early prototype stage. They don't actually.
Yes.
And so, I've backed, I think, 28 or 29 Kickstarters. I've only been burned a couple of times. Mm-hmm. But the ones that I've been burned on are the ones when they're in early prototype stage, but they have all these really fancy graphics showing that, look, there's this guy's on a beach.
Yeah, one nice one, and they were like...
And so I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here, but I would be leery about backing this. But do you want to talk about what this is?
It is a
oh my god, $359
portable kegerator that's made for one keg, for a 5-gallon or 2.5-gallon keg.
Corny keg.
corn.
Or is this only for commercial?
It looks like it's. I only see a Sankey keg.
Interesting.
So
This just looks like a trash can.
it is. It's a trash can with a CO2 tank on the back, and some thought into how do we make it all fit.
Do you think it comes with the CO2 tank, or do you have to buy that separately? Because that looks like a custom little jobber. That's like a 1 pound CO2 tank.
I would sure hope that they give you that, because you would not be able to find that easily. It is a trash can that you can put a keg into. I think you could build one yourself for
less than $400.
I mean, you buy a trash can for $20.
Oh, that
has a lid.
Sankey keg. Interesting.
And you put a tap on the side with some connections. If you have a CO2 tank, you can hide that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It would cost you probably $100 to do independently,
but not $400.
Not $400, and won't look as nice, I think.
See, this is what ekes me out. 3 prototypes in 5 years, and you're telling me this thing's going to come to market?
Plus beers. That's not that many beers.
I mean,
are they really like they're?
You get
that's 40 gallons.
Okay.
They've poured 40 gallons of beer through these, and they're like, this is it.
Yeah. So 40 by 6 gallon Sankey keg, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's nothing.
No, sorry, not 40 gallons. That's not right. 40 kegs. 40 kegs.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that's more.
That's some testing. I think I'm mostly dubious about the price point, because if it doesn't come with the keg, what are you paying for? Some plastic and
$171,000 raised is
yeah,
pretty well,
dude.
too. I mean, they've hit their goal by 2,000% or more, whatever the math is here.
I think we should be clear that that homebrewers are probably not the market they're trying to reach with this thing.
I can't imagine that people who aren't homebrewers would know how to deal with a keg once empty, though. You know how many people are going to forget about this thing after a party? You leave your sugary cocktail in there and then come back to it months later. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Ain't happy about that one, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get a review unit. Okay, this one I am fascinated by.
I think that actually it's not. It says works with these disposable or standard SodaStream exchangeable cartridges. I don't think that they.
So it doesn't even come with CO2.
I think you have to buy the SodaStream cartridge.
Yeah, that's unreasonable. That is an unreasonable price. Okay, I think this is interesting.
Mm-hmm. I saw this earlier.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of information about how it works.
It doesn't. It just looks like a SodaStream.
Like the whole campaign page is like 5 graphics.
So
now it hasn't launched yet. So
it hasn't launched. So it has a flavor dispenser, and then it also you press the button on top or something, and it's supposed to
carbonate the bottle.
And it's a custom bottle, though. It's not like you can do any bottle. You have to have the specific one.
I don't know.
It's funny when people reference another company. It's like SodaStream, but not SodaStream.
I'm just curious how. Yeah, you're right, because it does like a. It's not screwing onto the top of the bottle. It's doing something with the lid that's on the bottle.
I bet that they are going to come out with some little like Keurig pop things that you put in there, and that's where your flavor comes from. You pop it down, and then you do your carbonation.
Yeah, it says they have 5 flavors ready to go.
Yep, that's definitely.
This feels like a gimmick.
But people are gonna buy it though. I mean, it's not open yet, so I'll be curious to see in however many days when this opens.
So, like, I guess for homebrewers, conceptually, like if you're a new brewer and you're like, I want to make sparkling stuff, like this would be at least from what I know about the market, this would be the quickest and easiest way to do it.
Seems like you still have to
if it works.
Yeah, but if you can forego a flavor component, if there's no flavor component, it's just a little quick thing. But I bet it won't be any cheaper.
It says sparkling water.
I bet it won't be any more cheap than a soda stream.
Yeah, I mean, I have you've reviewed them, but I have found that those 1 gallon kegs don't really work that great.
No,
I don't love them, and so like, I hesitate to recommend something like that, but I definitely don't want somebody to use a soda stream.
You can buy a soda stream for $50. I bet this thing costs $50 at least.
Yeah, probably. I mean, what they're trying to, it might be cheaper because what they may be trying to do is like the subscription model of you buy the thing for cheap, but then they want to hook you into the flavor pack proprietary thing. It's interesting. It looks cool. It looks like a lightsaber or something.
It's so bulky.
No, it says it's without the extra bulk.
Bro, that is this tall with the bottle. You see the picture of him carrying the bottle in the back? Can you imagine? That is almost as tall as
it
his
looks
backpack.
like a pipe bomb.
It does.
Like there's no way you're getting into Disney World with that thing.
No way. You walk into anywhere and they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
All right, this one's kind of up your alley, dude.
I did see this earlier. I found it interesting. My friends, I don't think are as into different drinks like this, but I did think it's for the fact that everyone on YouTube's always like, "Can you make us another Skyrim mead? Can you make a blah blah blah?" You know,
I'm working on some Skyrim meads right now,
and like it's just such a big thing. Like this could be interesting, a whole series to like go through and be like, "This is blah blah blah."
So what I thought was cool about this is when you back it, you're not just backing it to get the PDF, but you're backing it. You can like be a part of it. And so
really?
for $3 you can get the PDF, but for $6 you can offer your own custom drink creation.
Oh, fascinating.
For well, I don't see it here, but I think there was like $100 level, or there was something where you could like offer artwork for it. I think too. Maybe that was somewhere else but like you get to be a part of the book. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's kind of an interesting blend of crowdfunding, but also crowdsourcing, and of hooking together to make drinks from fantasy worlds. And
then, and there's a lot of those things. I mean, I do think it gets a little hairy when you start to allow anybody to make up their own.
It does say that they will work on balancing your cocktail recipe. And so,
see, that is cool.
There's going to be some editorial control.
You have some bartenders who are going to try your stuff idea and say like, "Oh, this is going to work," or
okay. So yeah, for every €100 that they raise, that's one more artist that they can have do custom artwork for the book. Oh, so I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And free updates forever. So anytime they update it, you can download a fresh copy. I might back this.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of neat. It's a cool idea.
It wouldn't be hard to make them either, you know.
I've
always thought about I need to make more of the Skyrim, you know, those things. I know there's a
dude that Valheim one I did somewhere took off.
I have the Elder Scrolls cookbook. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it has a mead recipe in there. I just need to.
Yeah, man, got to get on board. Gaming's the future. Okay, this one.
You'll have to go into this one. This one
is so different from the other ones. So there are a lot of these like indie films, like documentaries,
right,
short films on Kickstarter. And a lot of times they don't get funded. This one is like 60% of the way funded. And it is a short film documentary by a couple of women who are going to go to 3 different breweries and then feature women or non-binary brewers talking about the challenges of working in a male-dominated space.
Interesting.
So I think it's a cool concept. I'm not sure how long this film is going to be, but the sample video they have is beautiful. Like they definitely know their way around a camera and color grading and all that. So I think it'll be a fairly polished product.
I just don't know how many people
15,000 is pretty cheap for something like that.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, travel and color grading.
I don't know they're going to make their money.
I mean,
it's just enough to get it done, probably.
If they could get it licensed for like streaming platforms, they can make a little money on the back end on it. I think it's a cool concept. It's always important to highlight.
I definitely think people
marginalized communities.
If this comes to fruition and you are able to watch it and support it, I think it'd be a good thing to support for sure.
Yeah, you should definitely go check this one out. watch the video. I think they have a level where you can just back at whatever. Yeah, so you can just pledge. You know, I could throw like here. We'll give them $10,000.
They're looking to complete it no later than December. No later.
Can you imagine if I? Let's not. Yeah. So, you know, you can. I mean, here, check it out. You can get your own social media shout out. Some stickers, some koozies for $50. And there's some interesting little look. If you do this one 500, you get made with the support of in the credits. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's always important to support the arts, and this is art pertaining to our hobby. So
interesting.
And that's our Kickstarter lineup for this week's
Yeah, if you enjoyed
episode.
something like that, obviously we can't find. I mean, Kickstarters are few and far between. That
there just happen to be a lot of brewing specific ones active right now.
Part of our hope with the podcast is we want to keep doing the stuff, the news. We always find fun stories and stuff, but also to add a new variable for anyone who's interested. This is episode 24. What is this? Something like
23,
that?
I 23. Think. Yeah.
So we've done this for years now, and obviously still enjoy it, but we like a new thing.
Let's see. Good Crusader says,
I'm gonna let you talk to the chat for a second.
Regarding, I think, the Elder Scrolls cookbook, the ingredients are solid in the cookbook. The recipes are mid.
See, that makes me not want to brew it now.
Well, you can brew it and make it better.
Oh, it's true.
Man. Okay, I'm reading through your comments. Let's see. Referring to the video about my kid, RW Badger says, watch the mixing one today. Watermelon, good luck. Yeah. So we actually racked that one off today. So there's like watermelon, apple, cantaloupe, fruit juices. It actually smelled pretty okay. So I'm hopeful. I don't think that the yeast chewed through too much of the fruit because of how big we chunked up that fruit. But I've made some watermelon wines in the past that were pretty gnarly. Shout out to Dogstick Fetch for jumping in and dropping all the links for us. Appreciate that. Good Crusader says, hey chat, think acid adjustments improve smells? I got this blackberry one I've made several times. This time I added LD Carlson acid blend and it smells more like blackberry juice than before. That's an interesting question, and I think I would be interested in your feedback on that. I have a tendency to be able to smell acidity. And I guess it's because, you know, all the stuff, your sinuses and everything are all tied together. But when I smell an acid, I mean, that's all taste buds. Your smell buds or taste buds. That's a shirt right there. Your smell buds or taste buds. Picture of Grimace.
Or my taste buds.
And so, like, I feel like if you can smell the acidity and your mead or wine was lacking acidity, then smelling the acid is going to make it smell more like the fruit you were trying to work with. Is that something you've experienced? Acid adjustments improving smells?
Yeah, I think that it's hard to say. I don't have any exact research with it because I feel like most of the time when I add acid, I also add sweetness. And I feel like the sweetness can often do a lot to bring out the flavor of the fruit itself. So I can't say if I've just done acid alone that it would be enough to raise it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting to test.
That would be a good test.
To do
That's
make a pineapple mead and then, try and give it a little more.
Oh, make a pineapple mead, split it out, and do citric, malic, tartaric, and acid blend. And see which one.
That'd be fun.
That could be fun. Okay. Shout out to GrimTF13 says, oh, wow. I was just watching y'all videos. And now you're watching another one. Cheers.
That happened to me with the Learn to Brew shop the other day. I walked in and the guys were like, they were watching the No Water Blueberry. They were talking about it and they're like, whoa, we were just watching your...
It's the guy from the thing.
Which they see me all the time. So they're just like, hey, what's up, man? Like, I'm just a person. But it was just funny that they were watching that video. And they were like, oh, hey.
That's that guy.
Hey, how's it going?
That's that guy from my TV. I just want to do a quick shout out to my supporters, folks who support the channel, members and patrons. Garrett's feeling a little
Remind me to send BC an updated YouTube member and Patreon list.
Garrett's feeling a little bit
morning.
embarrassed because he hasn't sent me an updated one. I mean, to be fair, I forgot.
It's on the list, y'all. It's on the list.
But these are the folks that support Garrett's channel right here, and including some folks who maybe no longer support his channel.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's an old list.
That's fine.
Thank you to everybody who supports my channel.
Thank you to everybody.
Seriously, I had some people pop through with a $20 patron whatever the other day, and I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you supporting me?" And they're just nice people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even post on Patreon. I'm so thankful for the folks who support it because
I've been doing
folks like you allow me to spend crazy amounts of money on a 1918 beer kit.
I've been doing like it's not very high quality, but since I'm so behind with my posting schedule, like I've been just doing like a selfie video to be like, here's what I have going on, and like walking around the studio. So it's at least something where people can be like, now they can see what's happening now.
I'm too busy. I'm too busy to think about content. I'm producing content for my job every single day. I don't. It's like when I have downtime, the last thing I want to do is edit video.
Yeah.
I just want to do anything. I've been writing a novel.
Oh.
Yeah.
About what? Can you give us a short?
This is a science fiction novel. I'm like 73,000 words into it.
How many chat GPTs you used?
I do not use ChatGPT for my creative writing. Can you imagine? I feel like if you were to submit to a publisher, the first thing they're doing is running it through an AI.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Thing. No, it's an idea I've had kicking around for a couple of years.
Cool.
About it's a little post-apocalyptic. It's a little sci-fi.
That's right up my alley. I'll be curious.
It's good stuff. I mean, it's not great stuff, but that's what the
And his Kickstarter is.
That's what the revision. No, I don't know what I'll do with it. I might try and get it published, but I got to finish it first.
That is a good
takes-
good place to start.
It takes a long time to write a book. Long time. So,
Shall we get into this month in brewing, BC? Or is there any commentary we need to?
yeah, expects. No, no. Let's get into it. I was just reading chat again.
Our first story comes from good old Reddit. I have not been on homebrewing Reddit in a hot minute. So.
I deleted my Reddit account, so I had to go to Reddit. I had to type in reddit.com
REDDIT.
and go. I deleted my Reddit account around November. So
this is the first story is
see you later, Tool.
Omega Yeast, which is a very large company. They're going to stop selling the OYL 400 series, which I don't remember which ones.
That's
are.
all their genetically modified yeasts. The thiolized yeast.
Oh, the Bonanza. I remember we tried that.
Bonanza, Sundew,
So
Cosmic Punch. They will not be available to homebrewers anymore.
to homebrewers, or is it to commercial?
That's what they said. So the conspiracy theory in the Reddit comments, which is probably accurate, is that commercial brewers didn't want to pay for commercial sized buckets of these very expensive yeast and were just spinning up starters of the homebrew packets.
Why would you not, though? That's so smart. I mean,
it is a life form that its whole goal is to procreate.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a pretty good conspiracy theory, but I don't know
that's
that
what
there
we're
was
going to do
any
with this 100-year-old yeast.
Right, exactly. We're going to start selling it. We'll call it our Alpha or Sigma Yeast Company. So apparently they haven't said why, but all those amazing yeasts that are freaks of nature that do amazing cool stuff are apparently just going to be
so the
gone.
OAL redirects to just the Bonanza. Is there other ones?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 400.
The 400.
I
the
see.
400 series is all their genetically modified stuff.
Ooh, I need to go to the homebrew shop and see if I can buy some. I know they had some of these.
Yeah. So if you are wanting to get these yeasts and use these yeasts, you need to buy them now while you can get them, and you need to
Hold on to them.
Well, you need to look up how to make yeast slants so you can store your own yeast, create your own yeast bank, because you will not be able to get these apparently very soon. It's a shame.
Well,
Now, this kind of thing was said about Sparkaloid like 3 or 4 years ago.
Is it dead yet?
Discontinuing it. I loaded up on Sparkaloid, and you can still buy Sparkaloid.
Okay, because I like it too. And I didn't load up like you did, so
I bought like 3 or 4 pounds of it.
I mean, you don't have to buy it for a long time. You're good.
No, I think when I ran the numbers, I had enough for like 30 more years of brewing or something ridiculous like that. So
it's like a tablespoon per 5 gallons, which is crazy. Shall we? Oh, you got
later, RW. I'm just saying bye to people.
RW. All right. Fake.
Oh,
honey.
Yeah. Isn't this crazy?
It made me wonder about our honeys here. So
I don't think I ever turned on the thing, but they can go to the description
I'll
later.
figure it out. It says, according to a new test method used by Swedish beekeepers, every single honey tested that was not tapped in Sweden contained much too little DNA variation to be 100% real honey.
Every single imported honey was counterfeit.
How do they? I guess you're running the DNA of the honey, so then you're finding like sugars, fake sugars, or like what is the thing that is telling them?
I'm not sure what they tested for there exactly. We'd have to go like read through.
This
the
says
link.
unknown syrup mix, so yeah, it must be like.
But yeah, I think it's just that it was clear that it was adulterated.
Damn.
So, everyone always says, "Oh, go buy pure and simple honey. Go buy Costco honey. Go to the chef store and buy." But all that honey is like blends from Ukraine and Turkey and South America, and like the chain of custody has a lot of stops, and you don't know where it's been.
Yeah.
And true source certification has been debunked.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because that pure and simple has a true source.
Yeah. If you talk to people in the industry, they say that is not a trustworthy metric.
It used to be, and now they've just.
It's apparently when they use rice syrup, it just like flies under the radar, and so they can just use rice syrup to cut honey, or use honey flavoring in rice syrup, and it can fly under the radar somehow. And so, I mean, really buy from a trusted source, a beekeeper, an apiary, Yeah. If you go on my Discord server, there's a bot command that will tell you trusted sources of honey. Ask around on Reddit or the Mead Hall.
There is a guy on my Discord has been doing a great job putting together a. Of course, my Discord's gonna be slow, but a honey online source where he has done some like scraping of like websites to find things, and you can actually order honey through this website that redirects to them.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, and it's got like every varietal. So he's been trying really hard to like get, if you wanted carrot blossom, it'd redirect you to like Flying Bee Ranch because they're one of the few that does it. Sure. But like you can go through and do that. And so I don't remember the website name right now. I'll find it in a second once my Discord decides to load, but very interesting stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's obviously you and I have really specialized honey purchasing habits, but for somebody who's just starting out, and you're like, well, I want to buy like $3 a pound honey, you're going to go to Walmart or Costco or whatever. And I'm not saying you can't trust those honeys. I'm just saying this is evidence showing that like it's pretty easy to fake honey.
Yeah.
And it takes some really specified testing in order to verify the validity of honey. But if Barbara down the road has beehives in her backyard and is cranking out wildflower honey, you can be pretty sure she's not cutting it with high fructose corn syrup.
Maybe she is.
Right? And so you just want to make sure you're buying from somewhere you trust. And we trust, Flying Bee and Honey Blossom and ATS, and a lot of those like are trusted. It's good quality, and they're not that expensive compared as long as you're willing to buy in bulk.
That's the thing. If you buy on Flying Bee, if you buy a 6-pound, sometimes it might be $50, which is a little bit tough, and you have to pay for shipping. What is the name of this? Your Honey. KnowYourHoney.com.
KnowYourHoney.com. I know my honey.
So it's this guy's, his name's Abe. He's been doing a really good job of putting this together.
Is his last name Lincoln?
No.
Come on, man. I need you to keep up with me here.
A pretty good website. He's done a good job if you want to check it out. And
Good Crusader asks, what's a low-cost honey that's reliable? Do you have any low-cost honey sources?
I know you just ripped on it, but I use this a lot.
The Pure and Simple?
I use it for...
Isn't that what you use for that poop mead that we drank earlier?
It is. It does not make a good trad. Let me be 1,000% clear. However, this is what has every single apple cinnamon I've ever made has used this honey.
Okay.
I think
you can trust it. I don't know. I have learned that if it says Ukraine or Turkey on the label, that I should not trust it.
100%. There's something that's going to be off about that. I've always gone on the cheaper side of that apple cinnamon and tried to, and there's definitely a large difference. I'd love to do one day, if I could somehow do the test, a cheap versus expensive honey that wasn't just some like, here's Manuka honey, you know, because obviously Manuka and all those crazy ones are going to have different flavor profiles, but like a lower quality wildflower versus a higher quality or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like when I have bought wildflower in bulk, I've bought it from Webstaurant several times, and it's been just fine. It's Monarch's Choice, I think, usually is the brand.
I love their Orange Blossom. I don't know how you feel about that.
Interesting. I liked their Orange Blossom. I've had much better Orange Blossom honey, but I thought their Orange Blossom was fine. Maine Bees sells honey. You have to buy it in bulk, but they sell honey.
That's pretty about the blueberry, right?
Yeah, they sell honey pretty cheap. You know, I was trying to think of like not a wildflower or clover, but orange blossom or raspberry, something like that. And a lot of the prices on that stuff has shot up. I used to buy a gallon of orange blossom honey for $59, and now it's over $100.
Yeah. What's funny enough, we're sitting in front of, you can't see it, but there are, 2 times 55. There's 100 pounds of honey in front of us right here of my wildflower and
also
butane. And of for a video I'm doing, which is I have amassed all wildflower honeys I can get from every single state in the U.S. and then Germany, New Zealand, Canada, some part of Canada, some other places, and a couple different locations. But I'm making a traditional mead, separate, of course, with each one, and then we're going to taste test through them all at some point. I'm going to start that this next week. That's my goal. But I will be very curious to see what the differences are between all of these honeys.
Jake texted
ready to drink
like 40 minutes ago. Yeah, I said RTD. What is RTD?
Bro,
ready to drink. Am I
don't.
A senior citizen? Should I get my AARP card?
I feel a little old, but also,
hey, real quick,
I'm not a party guy, dude.
Tell me what number one op means.
Op is like a cop, from what I understand. So it's like someone who's trying to like put you down, tell you what to do.
Number one op is somebody who's a bully to you.
Oh God, no.
So Anna texted me one day that Sweet Tea was her number one op, and I was like, original poster, overpowered. I don't understand what you're saying, and she's like, no, like opponent. I was like, that no one
Sweet
says
tea
that.
Like the drink?
Yeah, Sweet Tea is her number one opponent. I was like, what are you talking about? And then she sends me this video of like 15 Gen Zers, each explaining like a dictionary definition of number one op to me, like I'm an idiot. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but no one under 31 has any idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Number one op. I put up a poll on my Discord server. Not a single person chose the opponent one. Everybody chose original poster or overpowered. So, at least in my circles, we ain't be talking with that kind of riz.
Yeah, I gave up a long time ago on trying to keep track of that. There's too much because you learn one and then like a week later it's like, oh.
I'm so excited to clip this earlier and send it to some millennials. All right, you want to look at our last one here?
Yeah, speaking of yeast, I feel like it's been a hot topic tonight. for
Yeah.
us.
This was neat.
A wild yeast capture.
You've done some wild ferments.
I've done one that was I've done two actually. I did a wild one that was off of snow and blueberries.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Which turned out interesting.
In one of our rare snowstorms.
Yeah, that was a wild one in the old house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a wild yeast off of raisins that I had to like really boost up with some yeast nutrient to get it to go. And that one took off. So raisins and whatever was in the honey at that point, of course. So that's my only two experiences.
Oh, this is cool. This was from, I think it was Mead Making or Mead Makers, the group on Facebook.
Is that my group?
It might be. I don't know. The one that I used to pull stuff from is a private group, and I don't have a Facebook account anymore.
I used to run one of those. I'd have to.
So yeah, this person is harvesting yeast from, it looks like pine or spruce or something, and they said that their things are going. It's foaming. It's doing its thing. So I'll be curious to see how that turns out. I have never been a wild ferment guy. It's one of for Tepache, sure. But like the number of batches of Tepache I've had that have gone weird is about equivalent to the number of batches I've had that have gone good. Mm-hmm. And so that's like 50% success rate.
Right.
And I'm not really willing to risk my nice fig honey on whatever's coming out of the environment.
No way.
I know. I'm shipping a gallon of that to Nolan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's going to send me some lychee honey.
Wow. Oh, that's
I know,
fun.
just a little Yankee swap. I hear Boone.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like he was on the carpet. That's interesting. Well, go make some wild yeast if you can. I mean,
I think it's cool.
Cultivate it.
I think it's cool. I appreciate the spirit of it. It looks like that person was having success with it. I love the idea of getting it off of like a tree. Mm-hmm. So you're at least getting it from a source rather than just like trying to make sure you get some good stuff out of the air.
That'd be a funny video for you to do for Craft to Brew.
Yeah.
Trying to harvest wild yeast, you running around with a cup.
Maybe man, I should build like a bra that holds a mason jar and put a little sugar wash in it and then just like walk around town. Right? This with my jar.
Don't mind me just collecting
I'm just getting some yeast. Don't mind me. Don't sneeze over it. Don't sneeze over here. That could be fun. And yeah.
Too close.
That could be fun. Do some man on the street interviews while I'm like cradling my yeast baby. I think it's cool. So here's part of the reason I included this segment used to be where we would find cool stuff from social media. Mm-hmm. And I scoured. And no one's posting cool stuff on social. It's just like, I made a cran apple mead today. Like, no one cares about that. Stop posting boring stuff. Only post cool stuff.
I love on these pages when people are like, has anyone ever made a blueberry mead?
Right. Has anyone made dandelion wine before?
And you're like, how do you
post only? Okay. I want you all to be a bunch of cranky old codgers like me, but if somebody's posting some boring crap on Facebook or on Reddit, go call that out. Tell them this is social media. It's only for exciting things, right? I want to see no water bouchets. I want to see snow mead. I want to see a yeast bra walking around the Devon Tower, okay? No one needs to know that you made Skeeter pee for the 12th time this year. Okay, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm out of here.
Oh, no, but seriously, if you have stories, if you find stuff,
I'm just gonna live down here now.
If you find anything online that you find interesting, you can help us greatly by sending it into my Discord. There's a Homebrew Guys page. If you see something, it doesn't have to be necessarily on Facebook or Instagram. Any internet source will do that is trustworthy. None of this.
Yeah, we want to see cool stuff.
Yeah, no dark web weirdness.
Yeah. See, TJ's with me. TJ says that he only wants to see the most skibbity risen meads on social media.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure, and I don't mean to kill the vibe of those people who are posting about this stuff because there's a lot of excitement.
I want to kill their vibe.
I remember being a young brewer and saying,
"You're still a young brewer,
a new home brewer." Let me say, and being excited about whatever I was making.
Yeah,
I don't want to harsh that vibe, but
yes, but like when you go on Facebook, do you want to see 15 videos of somebody's kid playing their piano recital? No, you only want to see the piano savant child who can play Tchaikovsky blindfolded, right? No one cares.
Except for that person who posted. And I think that's what...
but you send that to the family group chat. That's not for the wider internet.
We also live in
This is why I deleted social media.
We are constantly... We've gotten used to that attention. You know what I mean? Like, in that we post something, and we used to seek out that attention, in a way. You know what I mean? And so I think that those people still want to seek out the attention, whether it be they see it or not. They feel like I've shared my craft.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of when I early posted videos, like a long time ago, and it was like I'd get 12 views. I was like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I was losing my mind about it.
Some
and those
amaretti blueberries, some pure and simple honey.
I mean, it was hype.
No, I'm with you. That's the thing. And you know the best place for something like that is Discord. That is the best place to post that you made a cranapple mead today. Okay? Because it just flows. It just flows by. It's just a stream of consciousness. Facebook, where you log in, and every time I'm not on Facebook, so I shouldn't even complain about this. Every time you log in, somebody has commented on the cranapple mead, and so you have to see it again and again.
Recipe, please. Recipe, please.
Again, this is why I deleted social media. Because on social media, everybody is like the star of their own show, but it's a show that no one wants tickets to.
Well, and I think the worst part about those is oftentimes no one takes feedback or takes advice at all in general. And so if you give any sort of questioning thing, they're like, "You're attacking me for asking about that." It's like,
yeah,
or you're telling me that. It's like, well, I'm not trying to do that. I gave up a long time ago. I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah,
either,
and the thing, I'm proud of these people taking the step to buy the stuff, do the thing, risk your money.
Yeah,
like I am very proud of you, but I also don't care unless you're doing something really cool.
Yeah,
unless you found some weird ass fruit in the middle of the woods, and you're gonna tell us all whether or not it turned out good. I'm on the edge of my seat for that. Let's forge some weird stuff.
There's a really large YouTube channel that just does random garbage like that. I think you'd like.
Yeah.
That's
let me go grab a can of Monster. Okay. I'm done. So all that is to say, I want you guys to make amazing, delicious stuff. But what I really want to see is cool stuff. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see cool stuff. And when I go to load up this show with cool stuff that's supposed to be your projects and I don't find anything cool, that bums me out because I want to highlight cool stuff. But I'm telling you, dude, I went on that Facebook, the big Facebook group where everybody argues with each other.
Oh, God.
And every post was like, they took a gallon of Walmart fruit juice and some honey and put it together, and they're showing it off, and like no one's commenting because no one cares.
Or people do comment and they're like freaking out about it. You're like, well, no, I get it though.
Do cool stuff.
If you find something cool, you do something cool. Let us know. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about your adventures. You don't necessarily have to give us a detailed report, but like, if you decide to do something, we want to hear about it.
Oh man, they have lots of ideas in the chat tonight. Okay, well we're done with this segment. Is there anything else we want? I think I got in my one rant for the year. So
you waited till the middle of the year almost, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I did my best.
You did a good job.
So we've got Mead Stampede.
Yep.
Those registrations are coming to an end anytime. We are hitting a point of saturation where we're not going to have judging capacity. So if you want to, if you want to lock in your entries, go pay right now.
We have not talked about a cap, but we have. If everybody were to pay,
we would have to cap it. Yeah,
it would be capped, like at max. I mean, even before then, we're hitting the capacity for sure. So if you want to make sure you're locked in, go do your stuff.
Harrison asks, do pawpaw trees grow in Oklahoma? Mm-hmm. In fact, they do. And in fact, I have 3 growing in my backyard right now. I successfully stratified and germinated the seeds. They spent the entire winter in my fridge. And then I had 20 seed starters going, and 3 of them came up.
That's impressive.
So I'm going to plant them out at Anna's grandparents' property because I think that's the best chance for them to thrive. But yeah, we have wild pawpaws here, and these were actually foraged, I think, from down by the Red River.
Huh.
And they were given to a friend of mine who runs a grocery store. She didn't want them, so she left them on my doorstep because she knows I'm into that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so after we ate them, I saved the seeds. And so, yeah.
Pretty cool.
They're Oklahoma's banana.
I'll be curious.
Have you had a pawpaw?
I have. I had Mandy gave me a mead one time that I had it in, but I've never had just the fruit.
It's weird. It's like a mushy, it's kind of like durian, but it doesn't have the smell. It's like a mushy banana pudding-y kind of.
Yeah, I'm out on durian. I know you have an affinity for it.
I love durian, dude.
Mead Stampede's coming up. If you would like to make sure you're in, go pay your stuff. Make sure you know the dates for shipping and all those things. We'll have that on the website. You can win some cool stuff. If you can make it out to the Jamboree, we would love to see you there.
Come hang out with us at the Jamboree.
It's super fun. Let us know if you're going to show up so we can help you be in the loop for when we go off and do things, because it's not just the Jamboree night. Oftentimes we go off and do more. So if you want to be part of that, we will happily incorporate you in that. Everything except the judging. I'm sorry, but if you're just coming to attend, we can't include you in that. You can't be a part of that.
Yeah. So only come for the Jamboree.
Yeah.
I felt like we had one more thing we needed to talk about, but now I can't conjure it up.
I don't.
So
off the top of my head, I don't know.
If you're gonna be at Orpheus Mead Fest, let us know since we'll be there. And if you've got recommendations for breweries in and around the Denver area, let us know. We're going to spend a couple days up there. So
maybe we'll do another vlog and we'll get lost again.
I love that. I love that idea.
Actually, we watched part of that the other day because I was looking for a clip on something, and it was just really funny. That was the only vlog I've ever posted on the channel, and it was BC and I going to Kansas City, and then for Mazer Cup, and it was a good one. It was fun. I should
rewatch that. Oh yeah. Adept Nonsense reminds me that I've got my Discord mead competition, Hydromel Hero, coming up. Charlie and I are going to judge that on live stream on my channel sometime in June. I have 18 out of 19 entries in. So,
all right,
Melissa, if you're tuning in right now, ship your freaking mead to me.
Ouch.
She's the last one I need, and I'll have all of them. And that's where the winner will win a bobblehead of me. So I'm planning on live streaming that on my YouTube channel so people can watch.
That'd be fun.
The craziness. And that's where I sent them. They all got the same yeast, but they all kind of got different ingredients, special ingredients, and then brewed a hydromel. They all look very different. And so I'm very excited. I've got all the info sheets printed out. So that'll be coming up soon. You'll see it scheduled here on the channel.
Yeah.
You have anything cool coming up?
I don't even know what's going out next week. I'll be honest. I'm way behind. I have about 12 videos left before I burn through everything.
Having a kid will do that to you, dude. You just
which is fine though. I'm happy with it. I've got a bunch. I'm more excited. It sounds bad. I'm more excited for the new content coming out. That's lots of A/B tests, very Brewlosophy style. Seeing
Good times.
The differences between things. So you'll see lots of that on the channel. And then we're shipping off we have a couple of main comps coming up.
Yeah. I brought 2 big old boxes of meads over here. We're going to ship our meads together.
So we're going to be sending some stuff to comps. It'll be fun.
I think this is the least optimistic I've been about sending off mead competition entries. I'm not happy with really anything that's in those boxes over there.
You were about that with your winner, though.
The one that won Best of Show? Yeah, that's fair. So maybe there's a best of show winner in there, but I just don't feel like I was geared up for competition season this year.
Comps are hard because you're hyper critical of yourself.
Yeah, well, and there's this thing that we've learned over the years that you have to play to the judges, and so I usually brew hydromels. I want a crispy little session mead, but I know that judges want big, syrupy, sweet
mead comps,
bold
beer comps. You'd crush because.
Well,
that's what they want. They want something that's going to complement all the beer that they've thought about tasting.
So it's not a style of thing that I like to make. And so then I feel less confident about sending it to comps because I'm like, well, I think the judges will like this. I don't really like this, but maybe they will, which is what happened with that when I won Best of Show in, is I was like, yeah, this is a pretty mid blueberry mead. And then they raved about it.
They liked it, though. That's what matters. So
who knows?
So if you're entering those, we'll be in the same running. It'll be kind of fun. Highly encourage you to enter some competitions just to get some good feedback. If you haven't entered Mead Stampede, go ahead and do that too. Probably the best feedback you're going to get. I see my name in large.
Yeah, Garrett apparently stands for grabs all raisins, rarely ever truly tired. I've definitely seen you truly tired before.
I've been truly tired, yeah, 100%.
That trip we did to Reno, there was it's like the second night we were there, Garrett was a straight up zombie. Like, I had to watch him go into his hotel room to make sure he actually made it through the door. Thor suggests Cerebral Brewing, apparently in the Denver area. So maybe we'll check that out. Sounds smart. All right.
So, and on that note,
it's been real.
What a way to end.
Have a wonderful evening.
Oh,
God bless. Bye.